So hello everyone and welcome to the Age of Wonders 3, which I've been waiting for a bit now, with me your host Gide of course. And I've only looked a little bit through the options here, nothing too special, and then I downloaded also the MP3 files about the game music. And the first thing that I noticed was that there was at least a few very familiar names from the very original Age of Wonders game, like Love and Death, that I did like a lot in the original game, and a few other names too, which are just a little bit, well, maybe improved in a way. I'm not sure, I like the original ones maybe even a little bit more nonetheless, but it is nice to hear some familiar tones while playing Age of Wonders 3 for sure. So I can say that I specifically like that, nonetheless, that they have a few familiar tones for me. Let's just decrease the volumes a little bit more, so that I don't need to be feeling that they're too loud. But yes, it reads here that for new players we success playing the Elven Court campaign, first of all. So maybe we should be starting with it? Maybe. Okay, let's start with it then, I guess. Let's just get on with it. Let's see, I have no idea how this will be starting.
The wheel of ages turns, set in motion by two opposing powers preparing for war. The Commonwealth, humanity's greatest empire, spreads to every continent. Emperor Leonis promises to reward ambition regardless of race, creed, or descent. The Empire's machines roll forward, bringing wealth to those willing to crush all opposition. The Elven Court will not submit. It is our duty to protect Athla, so that the wonders of our world will never fade. My name is Sundren, and this is my journal.
Okay. Well, there's Elven Court. I did notice that there's only High Elves, so there's not specifically the Dark Elves, but I'm not sure what point this is then supposed to be, all things considering. So she is a High Elf rogue, but from the house of Inioch. Inioch, who was the Lord Skeleton who we met in the very original campaign too. From the house of Inioch, most likely, if we think about it, so as such it's nice to see names that you recognize. Let's just play on the hard difficulty, why not? Simultaneous turns is very fine with me. Let's start. Even if I'm learning,
My father is King Saradas, once first Stormlord of the Dark Elves. My mother is Julia, former Queen of the Wood Elves. Their passion reunited dark and light souls, restoring the High Elves. Their power reinvigorated the glory of Inioch's ancient Elven court. My brother, Prince Thanis, is firstborn. He is schooled in war and statecraft, destined to great deeds. I was born second and a girl. All my father wants me to do is secure a powerful husband, but I want none of that. In public, I may be a dutiful daughter, but I have trained and I have spied. I will be more than just a princess. In the court, envoys come and go. Everyone talks of war. Many flock to the banner of our Elven Court, seeking refuge from the human-run Commonwealth with their technologies of metal and smoke.
So I'm not 100% sure how the Age of Wonders 2 and the Shadow Magic campaigns ended, because I got Shadow Magic before the second Age of Wonders specifically, so I played more of the Age of Wonders Shadow Magic campaign, but I didn't play it completely to the end, so I'm not sure how it ended, but nonetheless, okay, Dark Elves. Once first Stormlord of the Dark Elves was his father. I don't know that name specifically, but okay. And Julia, of course, is the one that we know from the very original Age of Wonders. Former Queen of the Wood Elves. I didn't specifically know them as the Wood Elves, but okay. But okay, they were reunited, and okay, that can't be explainable why there are no Dark Elves when there's specifically just the High Elves back together now. Alright, so next.
My grandfather, Inioch, was king when the High Elves last ruled. Then the humans came and murdered him. The elves' hearts were broken in two. Inioch's daughter, my mother, pursued healing, leading the Wood Elves, while his son, Meandor, chose vengeance, leading the Dark Elves. While we fought among ourselves, the humans grew in power. Then came the shadows to consume us all. For the first time, the world stood as one. Victorious, leaders of all races joined together to form the Commonwealth. My mother guided them, but one by one the mortal founders died. Their children forgot their forefathers. In 2 generations, they sought gold over virtue. My mother's dream of harmonious equality died. The Dark and Wood Elves withdrew from the Commonwealth, turning to each other for survival. My parents' love was their catalyst. One midsummer eve, those broken elves gathered for a night of sacred unification. Bodies and souls joined, performing a mystic ritual we call the Mending. My brother and I, the first of a new generation, were born thereafter. The High Elves had returned.
Okay, so yeah, I remember that it was a fight against the shadows, of course, and yeah, everyone worked together, and okay, they forgot all about it in a short period of time overall. And Dark and Wood Elves withdrew from the Commonwealth. We withdrew from all the other races to each other for survival, was their catalyst. And okay, so yeah, love. And Inyok, it's nonetheless nice how the same names are still here. So, next.
I found an opportunity to escape my gilded cage when Thanis was sent to negotiate with the Commonwealth at the Council of Origins. I slipped out amongst the entourage and joined my brother. Thanis thinks war can be averted, but during my nightly spying I have overheard even our trusted allies lusting for power. These lords would sell their own families for an advantage in the impending conflict. Though a warrior, Thanis favours peace. He repeats my mother's words: diplomacy is essential to prevent war. I fear they are too late, and history favours the one who strikes first. The council is to be held at the Pool of Origins. It is a sacred place where leaders go to settle disputes. It is guarded by a wise orc named Gamblag. His powers ensure envoys can attend the council without fear of violence. Yet, on our approach, we hear movement in the woods trailing us. Thanis leaves his guards with me, while he enters Gamblag's domain.
Alright, so we are his powers, yet on our approach we hear movement in the woods trailing us. Thanis leaves his guards with me while he enters the Gamblag's domain. And what shall happen to our brother, we shall see. Preparing the game. But nice overall, that kind of a story to get everything up. What has been happening. High Elrock, your rise to power begins. Sandran of House Inyok. No more Julia or Meandor. In a way, unfortunately. Okay, Thanis guard speaks. Your Highness, Gamblag's domain is forbidden to all outsiders for the duration of the council talks. Prince Thanis requests you to take care of the bandits we discovered in the woods. His scouts have located their hideout. Lead us, Your Highness, we are yours to command. Sandran rebels. Strange that Gamblag would allow brigands this close to the sacred pool. The Elven Court trusts him to protect those that travel here. I suppose we can do his job while he hosts the talks. We will need to strike at the brigands quickly before they grow in strength and overrun these woods. The graphics, of course, are very pretty. Let's see, so is here our brother? Yes, Thanis is here. And this is the Independent Party. Human Theocrat. And here's an Drukal the Stout from Dwarves. Then there is the Orc. And then there's the Uzo the Rat from Goblins. Here it is visible what is kind of a sad thing as such, that there's only 6 races. But at least there's Draconians. I like Draconians, though it's sad that there's no Astrax and... what was the one thing? Like now, suddenly thinking of what was the last of the neutral races? Lizardmen, Astrax, humans, and frostlings. Yeah, of course, the gold ones. And it's kind of interesting that there's only goblins and orcs, but we'll see. We'll see how this will all be working overall, I guess. So, City of Gamlock, Master of Origins. Like trying to figure out what is which ones are exactly towns here. Here's a reflection pool, yay! Regulations in its reflection. Ooh. Well, the map looks nice from the distance. I like the look of it, for sure. And these are probably then the different... Are these just like the towers? They kind of look like towers. They don't really look as big as cities. City of Gamlock. It is a city. Army of Gamlock. Okay, so which direction? They're here, yeah. Welcome to the Vale of the Pool. Temporarily closed for visitors. Teleportation deactivated. Okay, there's a teleporter. And here we are. And here are the High Elf soldiers. Let's just combine these troops, I guess, and then start heading this way. Have a look what we find. Mana stash. It looks like a mana stash. The same sound, at least, like a mana stash. Okay. So, Brigand Hideout. Out of movement points, unfortunately. So, I guess we'll be saying here. Set a skill to resource. Let's see. And then, of course, there's these different classes that I read that there's not... there's the 6 races and then different classes to 6. And we were the rogue or a thief now with her. So, let's see. Crimbeak Crows. Summon Crimbeak Crows. Is it like also again something that you will be upkeeping? Yeah, 6 per turn. So they're like same thing like golden dragons or sus that you could summon in the first game. Cloak and Dagger 2 increases spell casting points, allowing you to cast more spells per turn. The one thing that I might say that I hope that I do not see too much in here is the fact that how the road here goes. It seems a little bit too, well, thin of a route. I would wish that there's a very open sort of map. Okay, yes, there's these mountains, but hopefully there's nonetheless probably at least units that can fly or climb above them. I haven't looked all of these things, but yeah, I hope it's not like in some of the newer games. I feel like there's just a certain route that you have to pass through in all the times after the start too. Of course, in this kind of campaign it's a little bit different nonetheless. But okay, skill. Should actually look at this. Poison Mastery, what it does that to? All infantry, cavalry and irregular units gain +2 strength. Sounds nice. World enchantment, okay. Dispel and Terraform enables the terraforming of terrain. Okay. Seafaring, Quick Dash. Restores hit points and 50% of the movement points. Sounds useful. Trained Killers. Scoundrels evolve into assassins upon reaching cold metal. That sounds nice. Maybe you could take that first. Let's see. Okay, let's see about these other things. Tome of Wonders. Okay, here's probably... to be free to do as I please for a while without my father and his advisors planning my every move. Before I left, I took my Tome of Wonders with me. It's filled with all kinds of useful knowledge. Click blue link to learn more. Dismiss hint? I guess? A Tome of Wonders, yeah. Here I can get to the Tome of Wonders that he mentioned, or she mentioned. I can look at all the different kind of things, but I kind of want to just first try it out, and then we can look more into some of those. Overview panel. Hunt Bandits is the quest. Yes. Anyone future? Being a leader. It is time for me to lead and determine my own destiny. There are many ways I can do that. I should strive to improve myself. I can do this through battle and through study. blue links like this, yeah. So what do you say? Okay, then it takes you to a certain point in the Tome of Wonders. Heart of your empire is the rule over your empire and your representatives in the game world. And probably we will be losing the game if we lose her. I would at least assume so. Battle. Yes, gaining experience and then study. As a leader, you are able to reserve skills that should prove useful during the game. Yes. The rate at which you are able to reserve skills is dependent on the knowledge income of your empire. Where do I see that here? I'm not sure where we can look of changing it. Considering that, at least in the original, you were able to have those sliders where you could be switching those. Ready for next turn, cast spell. What about, yeah, that is that. Merging armies, that's already done. Join with the army. I joined already. So that is kind of not necessary. Though of course, yeah, this works the same way as in the original, that someone only would be moving them. So that's good. Makes it easy. Okay, let's go here then. Attack. Very likely victory, but let's do the manual combat nonetheless. We want to be seeing what the combat looks like after all, don't we? I at least want to. Santren, the House of Iniok, attacks. Okay, so yeah, this is a little bit different, at least as sus, when the one unit is actually more than just one unit now. In a way, I did like how it was just one unit in the original game, but I'm not sure if that's that horribly important. Careful trade-offs between moving a unit and attacking with it. In combat there are limits to the amount of actions that can be taken each turn. Each round all units receive 3 action points. All units receive 3 action points. As a unit moves, the amount of action points remaining are represented by color coding. And red 1 action, yes. So, we can go from anywhere in here. I'm not sure. Can we break those walls, or do they just give some defensive bonus? These are highmen, longbowmen, so let's try to move them first 2 squares into here. Can you attack them? Line of sight penalty. Let's see. Can I ask you to fire? Good. Nonetheless, you were able to at least do something. And then you are swordsman. So yeah, I think you will just come here as a little bit of a protection for these guys. And you can actually move, I think, 1 more. And these are human scoundrels. Scoundrels all. So yeah. Come here as a defensive force, I think. And you are an elf storm sister. Shock bolts, melee strikes. Okay, so they are probably more of a cleric type character. Let's move a little bit more into here and just try if they could fire. Seems to be working okay. Union Guard, melee strike, and all that. Let's just move our unit a little bit more into here. You will also be more of a protection unit in here, and you are Highvelm bowmen as well. You might be moving into here. If you can shoot, yeah, they are out of range, so let's just move more into here. So what can you do? You have the melee strike. Then you could be casting spells, but I'm not sure if that is needed or not. So let's see. We have Holy Cure and Pain of Poison Plates. 12 damage and 8 any charged units. And then Blindness, but maybe not yet. Let's just move around into here. And let's see what they're gonna be doing. Okay, those can also shoot. But as such, it's better that they can shoot at our melee units. But it wasn't clear to me, at least, that they would indeed be shooting units. Okay, let's move one forward with them and just shoot at these scoundrels. Good. And you don't have, of course, any more action points though. Let's move at least 1 point closer. Yeah, you can shoot now. Shoot those guys. Good shots. And then I think you can move also a little point forward and shoot that guy with lightning. They're almost dead, those two different units. Yeah, let's come into here first and see if we can actually... Yeah, we have to be melee striking the wall if we want to be breaking it. But it's at least done now. Union guards, of course, cannot yet get there, so I think I'm just gonna be attacking against this barricade so they can easily get there next time around. And then you can just come into here and maybe you could actually cast a spell of Holy Cure for the High Elves or the Union Guards. They've lost a few hit points. Next turn. Those decided to attack in a melee fight. Unfortunately, our unit did die though, which is very sad, but guess it cannot be helped too much right now. Did you have any... I don't think you have any, like, chance of doing anything else. I'm not sure if this does affect gaining experience or not by going and actually killing those troops. But if it does, we should be gaining at least some experience from this, or more bonus experience. But we did lose one unit that we wouldn't have needed to lose. Tanis congratulates you though. Well done, sister. They will not trouble anyone anymore. The talks are not bearing fruit at all yet. I don't like it. Most lords do not seem inclined to even listen to us. I will try to find out what their true motives are.